Hey, it's Coach Drew. So it's unboxing day again. Last time we did one of these, I said I had something special for the Chicago fans. So I'm wearing my White Sox jersey. That's a hint, but you got to be wondering, is it a Cubs jersey? Is it a throwback Sox jersey? Is it the White Sox jersey? What's it going to be? We're going to find out in a minute, but let me tell you about this jersey first. This one actually predates my getting licensed in real estate. I've had it for a few years. I was already an investor, but I hadn't started selling and hadn't started doing the jersey when I close a deal thing. This actually is related to my coaching. This was a team I coached several years ago at the local rec league I coached for, and I love these guys because what happened was, you know, it's a draft system, and I had a very young team. They were 13, 14-year-olds, and I had the youngest team out there. I only had a couple of guys that were 14, and we came out and we got clobbered all year long. It was one of the worst seasons I've ever coached. We just kept getting beat up and beat up and beat up, except we got better every single game. It was an iterative process. We worked on our fielding, we worked on our hitting, and by the end of the season, we actually won a game, which at the beginning of the season, you would not have thought that was possible. And then the following season, almost all of those guys came back. And because they were a year older, we were now one of the biggest and oldest teams in the league. And we won the championship. And I was so proud of those guys because they stuck with it and they kept working even though it was very, very tough at the beginning. And since then, you know, I've kept up with most of those guys. They've all gone on to do some pretty amazing things. They're star athletes in several sports, volleyball, basketball, and one of them is actually a D1 commit for baseball. He's my first D1 player since I've been a coach, and I'm really excited for him. He's an amazing pitcher, has an incredible bat, and I wish I could take credit for it, but he's just talented. And I was really honored to coach him, though, and to see the way that he and the other guys stuck with it over time and went from worst to first. And so my message today, before I get to this other jersey, is to just keep working at it. You may not be where you want to be yet. You may be early. That doesn't mean you're wrong. You may not be ready. That doesn't mean you've failed. It's an iterative process. Life is an iterative process. The more you do, the better you're going to get. So that's what this White Sox jersey reminds me of every time I put it on. That just because things start out rocky doesn't mean you're not going to be a champion in the end. So I love this jersey. I wear it a lot, even though it's not one of my client jerseys. But speaking of client jerseys, I had a great client recently. I sold their house. They were a listing. They started out as a FSBO, for sale by owner. And I was able to get them to convert and go with me. They ended up netting about $30,000 more with me as their agent than they would have as a for sale by owner. So it was an iterative process. They started out doing one thing, they got with me, we did something better. I called on many FSBOs before I called them, and they shut me down. I didn't get those listings, but I met them, and it worked out great for everyone. So they have moved to the Chicagoland area, lovely people, and so to celebrate them, I have, what have we here? Well, it's blue, so it's not a White Sox jersey. This is for all the Cubbies fans out there. Isn't that great? So, very heartfelt thanks to my clients, and so happy for them. I've stayed in touch with them. They're now getting settled in the Chicago area, and they got a great deal on a house on a lake, and they're loving life out there. And I'm happy to celebrate them, and this will remind me every time I put it on of what lovely people they are and what a great deal we were able to put together for them after saving them from the FSBO limbo. So that's it. Have a great day. Remember to keep plugging, because the more you do it, the better you get at it. Thanks very much.